So first of all, self-intro. I graduated from SFU and CJU is a Chinese university, studying computer science. Currently, I work as a software engineer at a company called X-Ray Solutions. Since there's nothing to do with my company today, so I'm not going to mention any business of my company except the name. I follow startups since 2012 via media, case studies, tech communities in San Francisco and Vancouver. So I have taken part in two startup projects. One is bioinformatics projects. It's a revolutionized method of pathogen detection. Sounds geeky, I know. There are three co-founders, and we ran for 6 months, and it failed. And the second one is something in progress. It's a campus-focused project. Currently, I have only myself, and I have a few volunteers who work around me are from UBC. So hopefully I can publish the site next month. All right. And this microphone maybe like Justin Bieber or something. What? Yeah, it's okay. Just a joke. Okay, so I attended YC Startup School this year, and it's one-day conference. It's for free, and you pitch an idea to YC through the website, and then they'll look at your idea, see if you are that kind of startup talent, and then they'll invite you, but you have to pay the tickets, air tickets, and accommodation by yourself. And it's pretty fun because you get a chance to talk to a lot of startup talents, including those people from YC. So the forum is like some introduction from the president, Sam Altman, who is like one of the most famous guys in startup ecosystem all over the world. And then they have some guest speakers like Marcus Andre, who is one of the founders of Netscape. I think it's one of the first batch of internet companies in the world in 1994. And then he's now one of the co-founders of H16Z, which is the most famous VC in Silicon Valley. And then they'll demo some daily work, like office hours, happens in YC, which is pretty interesting. All right, so startup trends in 2016. It's easier and easier to get started because there are so many, like technical-wise, like there are so many frameworks and open source technologies that you can use today, comparing with what happened 20 years ago or 10 years ago. But it's harder and harder to get succeed because a lot of fields has already been revolutionized. So back in 1990s, when the startup just when the internet just got started, any idea can earn money in the valley. And 5 years later, you need to have better ideas to run a successful company. And then roughly like 10 years later today, people are compete in the same ideas but different user experiences. So UX is extremely important. So that's why Yan has a class for user experience specifically, right? That's very important. But don't worry, I still have decades to go, like in IT. So before I introduce how to start a startup, it's always good to deliberate why. I heard like so many reasons. I think 99% people told me was I want to become rich, right? Actually, that's the worst idea to start a startup. There are thousands of ways to get rich, but starting a startup is not the best one. So, becoming rich, feeling of authority, or everyone doing it, or the vanity of founders shouldn't be the reasons why you start a startup. The only reason should be you have some problems unsolvable by existing products and services, so that you want to launch a startup to solve the problem. That should be the only reason why you want to start a startup. Why as students particularly? Because you basically have zero opportunity cost, right? Because you're students, you have nothing to lose. Rather than like someone who, work in like Google or Amazon, getting a package of 200,000 Canadian dollars per year. Like you basically have zero opportunity cost, right? And then you have zero risk. If it fails, you accumulate life experience. Or the project will turn into a computer science or business course project, right? And on campus, it's the easiest time to find co-founders. Because you guys basically have a lot of time to share with each other. And then as young people, you guys are familiar with internet users who are mostly young people. Okay, let's do it. So, after you decide to start a startup, you basically need to have like 4 key points that you need to deliberate. The first one is what? Like, what are the problems that you are going to work on, or which market are you going to focus on? The second key point is how are you going to solve it? That's your product or your solution. And third is who are you going to work with to solve the problem with the product, right? So, and the fourth one is luck. You basically have, you definitely need luck to get succeed. You fail for sure if you're not doing well in any one of these 4. Okay. So let's talk about the problem first. It's better to be a problem that co-founders have, so that you guarantee you have some users, right? Because when you are building the product at the very first beginning, everything is about the users. You can do some market research, but don't trust the result of market research too much, because sometimes users do have the problem, but they don't have the solution. You need to figure out the solution for them, or the solution they propose is usually bad. It's okay. It doesn't matter if you don't have a solution right away. Just focus on the problem. Just figure out what are the problems, and then you can perfect the solution in practice. I'd like to make a sample of the Muse. The Muse is one of the most successful HR startup, which is cultivated by YC. So basically, the founder, Catherine Minchu, who was a business analyst at McKinsey, right? And then she didn't like her job, so she decided to find the next one. And then she found a lot of pain in the process of searching for a new opportunity by using those existing products like Indeed.ca or even LinkedIn. And then she was a business analyst, so she doesn't have any like technical background, so she didn't actually know how to solve that problem. But it doesn't really matter, because she just kicked out and then build a website with WordPress, right? I believe everyone here can build a website with WordPress.
and then she tried to, publish some contents. So it's a content-oriented company. And then later on, after like 2 years pivot, they got pretty successful today. I think like what you said was the first pitch she made in New York City, she got only attentions by 2 out of 150 investors. And actually none of these 2 investors invested them directly. So yeah, so it doesn't really matter how bad your solution is. Just focus on the problem. Just identify a market or what are the problems. And it doesn't matter if there are some startups already doing the similar ideas, because I think one of the big mistakes when students are thinking startup ideas is people turn to find something very unique, right? Like for example, like there are so many products today solving a problem, and then I gotta be brilliant or extremely different from all the products existing. But that's dangerous because those products, they might not be perfect, but they fit the market, like let's say 70% or 80%. If you are doing very different from them, that means you are very likely to be failed. So, for example, Google is the 13th search engine. Google is not the first search engine. And Facebook was born 7 years after the first social media called 6 Degrees, right? So it's
actually part like 10% differentiated that we're talking about, like, but sometimes is it not necessary that you need to try out something completely different, or
just 10% different? Yeah. For example, as I said, like Google is the 13th search engine in the world. Yahoo did pretty well before Google, right? And Facebook, well, I think Facebook is the 7th social network in the world. And before that, we have, I think MySpace is after Facebook, but you have SocialNet and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is in 2003, I believe. And 6 Degrees. And there are some other examples like Friendster.com. Those things are like earlier than Google, than Facebook, sorry. But the only thing to differentiate Facebook from all the other social networks is the real identity, right? So that's the 10% difference. Yeah.